The following podcast is brought to you by G2A.com. Click the link down below for cheap games. Salutations, everybody. It is Maddie here today with week 62 of the H.A.M Radio Podcast. Or rather, episode 62. I apologize. It's been more than 62 weeks. And Lone and Noah aren't joining us. Oh, what a surprise. So I have two awesome guests with me this week.
Hello.
I think this time, Ellie, I think your connection's a lot better this time. You haven't phased out on us.
I know. I'm so happy.
Yeah, you can actually see.
Yeah, and so, Lone, he's not joining us this week. Apparently, he's with his girlfriend. I think it's just his lisp. He doesn't want anyone to hear it for an extended period of time, personally.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, so I intentionally left his handle on screen so I could put a picture of an angry kid with braces there to represent what I imagine him as.
Yes.
Yeah, totally perfect.
And then Noah. Oh, Noah.
Oh.
I'm going to expose you, Noah, because I'm hanging out with my girlfriend before this, and I sent him a snap, just a cute little snap, and Noah responds, like, making fun of me. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Noah's just, we're like that to each other. But he sends me a snap of him with his girlfriend as well. I'm like, oh, Noah, I woke up with a text this morning. You said you had work today. He's like, all right, man, you got me. I had plans with her. I was like, yeah, okay. Unreal.
Fantastic.
What a bunch of awful people to host a podcast with, I'll tell you what. I got a better crew right now.
Hey.
Lucky you have it.
Yeah, I really am, though. You guys really need to thank both Ellie and Nissan for coming on such short notice. Once again, it really helps out. So, yeah. Anyway, as always, link down below are iTunes and Google Play so you can listen on the go on whichever device you would like to. Also, timestamps are in the description, so if you want to hop around to a different segment in the podcast, by all means. And then each week, we like to invite you to interact with us by tweeting at any of the handles you see on the screen using the hashtag #HamRadioTime. And the question for this week is, because it's mainly the theme of this week, what's your hype level for Dishonored 2? We just kind of want to get a feel for it because it's coming up on us fast, man, and I am very excited. I don't think anyone's as excited as Ellie, but I'm trying. We're trying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. E3, I'm so psyched to see what they have for that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Especially that set of screenshots they released for the game. Oh my god, it looks so good.
They look so good. It's totally different.
It's more realistic looking, honestly. It's not like a cartoony kind of, not cartoony, but it reminded me of BioShock, the first game, the art style, and this is really fresh. It's really cool looking.
Yeah. I think the actual designer, he was saying that his goal was to almost have people think it was CG because
really?
I don't think it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
But he was aiming for perfection, and I think he really hit the nail on the head. I think it looks really good.
If they look anything like those set of screenshots, oh my, we're in for a treat. Yeah, but just a little heads up for anyone listening right now, it shouldn't matter just because we usually pull in the same amount of listeners roughly each week for the podcast, but really isn't any Fallout 4 because Far Harbor came out. I think Bethesda's holding off on all Fallout stuff until E3, which makes complete sense. We'll talk about console mods real quickly. We learned about how Fallout 4's console mods are finally rolling out now. May 31st, this is the day they come to Xbox One, but there's a 2 GB limit, and I was reading the comments on my video. People are pissed.
Wait, there's a 2 GB limit on how many mods you can have at once?
Yeah, but it's on consoles.
Ooh.
That sucks.
There are mods bigger than 2 gigs.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying, I'm thinking of it this way. You can use whatever mods you want, but it's a console. There are limits. And
yeah, I know. It's a console. Good luck, console people. That's all I gotta tell you guys. Have fun.
But
you're all on your own.
I mean, here, my perspective on the whole thing is, it's not consoles are underpowered. It's just that to keep you from absolutely destroying your system, you can't just load up on these humongous mods and expect the game to run. It'll just break itself. I know Bethesda said they want you to break your game, but there comes a degree where it's okay, this game doesn't just work anymore. There's just too much to load. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is.
And I mean, to be fair, you can say consoles are underpowered compared to PC because that is true. And if you want to say otherwise, because sure, there are some computers that are less than consoles, but hardly
it's Consoles are good if you're buying something and you don't want to upgrade it. I'm not saying like a casual gamer, but you just want to keep your stuff simple, which is totally understandable. I've still kind of preferably game on consoles, but now I've kind of shifted more and more over to PC, where PC is not like, oh, you have to be an advanced type of gamer, but it is a lot more complicated because you're gonna have to keep your stuff updated if you want to keep running it at like a higher setting. Which not a bad thing at all. But yeah, back to the mods. They're finally coming out. It's kind of crazy. I think Fallout 4 is the first game on consoles to actually get like official mod support.
I think it's a fantastic starting point for mods on the console. Even with the 2 GB, like I think that's great.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like but like people were really salty about it, and it's not like defending Bethesda, but it's like I get it, but I also don't know why people were so shocked.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, people like, I get why there's a 2 GB limit, just because, like, imagine wasting like 90 gigs worth of space on a console. Like, the Xbox One already doesn't have any space unless you buy an external hard drive. So like, putting any more on, you're kind of like out of.
Well, also, you know, a lot of mods don't take up crazy amounts of space unless they're like new lands mods and stuff, like the new weapons, the snap and build ones where it's like build a settlement wherever. I was just thinking of like models and textures, like because like if I don't think NMC will come back, but if like something of that scale will retexture the whole game, like I think that was like what 6 gigs or something for the biggest size, so it's just like they can get really crazy, so it's just like some mods are just you're out of luck, and like especially those new land mods. So, like, because that's the biggest reason that console players or anyone would look forward to mods, is because you can get those really big DLC sized land mods that will last the game. And now that you can only have 2 gigs, you're kind of out of luck, and you're stuck with those little. I'm curious to see if that's because of the Xbox One's power, because I'm not like a fanboy of either system, but I know PS4 is definitely a little bit more powerful than the Xbox One, and I wonder if that number of like 2 GB will change whatsoever, or if it's just going to be for both.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is the space limit, because like if it was determined on power, they'd say a limit of ESPs. Okay, it'd be like 5 ESPs, and that's it. You'll overload the game and won't be able to handle it. So I think it's probably a combination of space and what Microsoft gave them. It's like, look, you can't have any more than 2 GB of possibly malicious files, or some stupid reason that's like a little out there, but sure.
Mm-hmm. So I think what's more interesting though is a little bit of a issue is going on in the Fallout community. I kind of wanted to make a separate video on it, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit and just get some of your guys' ideas on it. Is that I saw a Reddit post that got a lot of upvotes, like I think close to 2K. It was sent to me a couple of times, and it was a guy who made mods for fun. It was a hobby, and he was saying that a lot of console players are sucking the fun out of making mods because people are constantly asking, is this coming to consoles, and like harassing modders to like bring their stuff to consoles and stuff, and certain things on Bethesda Net really aren't allowing them, and like people are getting mad at modders and stuff for that, and it's like the guy was basically saying that people are like sucking the fun out of his hobby, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, like I definitely see that everywhere. It's like people always like, oh, is this gonna be on Xbox One? Can I play this on console? Can I do this and that? And it's like I definitely see where the mod author would come from. Is because like it would get so annoying for people to keep asking and asking and asking. And I get why the console players are doing that. They're antsy because it's the first time they've had anything like this. This is the first time that they've had any sort of power. Like PC players, like most of us are like used to having mods and like understanding, all right, well, this broke, this doesn't work, or like he's working on this.
Talking about breaking home, man. You know, you sound with me.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I know. But like, yeah, like, and then if we're just like we're more attuned to like things not going a certain way exactly, and console players, they're used to everything being perfect because everything is perfected before it goes to console. So it's like
this is true.
Yeah, like like there's hardly any game unless the game is like really bad. Like the game is usually bug free for the most part, and it works. And like on PC,
it's like you just, and by this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, because I know someone will try to be snarky, but it's like he means like put the disc in, the game plays, you're good to go.
Yeah, like maybe a day one patch, whatever. But on PC, especially with mods, there's always like
you'll files, transferring stuff.
Yeah, like trying to install it, getting things to work.
Mhm.
Well, this path isn't correct, so now this texture doesn't appear. This is broken. This breaks the game when I touch this a certain way, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's so iffy the whole process. So it's like the console mods or the console players are gonna really hound the mod authors. I kind of feel bad for everyone who's gonna try to put stuff out, and then because like especially people who do script type stuff or
Yeah.
like models, because the console players be like, oh, why can I see through the gun in this one little tiny part, and then they'll get like 1,000 people hounding and like insulting them
Mhm.
for that, and
Yeah.
it's like, no, this is a quick bug fix, and this happens all the time, and it's like it's not a big deal, just calm down, but they won't get it because
Yeah.
That's true. They'll,
Like-
like, because of how, I think part of it's because of how like intuitive Bethesda Net is. It's so easy just to quickly download stuff. You see
Yeah.
the constant flow of new mods. Like people are going to
They-
expect it to be all good.
yeah, they'll think it's like
Yeah,
100%
definitely.
perfect. They won't understand it's like it's real people. It's not just developers who get paid for it. This is people who like do it because they want to,
Mhm.
and they're just like they're almost like as if they've been living in a utopia the entire time where everything works, and now that they're gonna have mods, things are not gonna work, and they're not gonna understand. They're gonna be like, why doesn't this work? And then they're gonna freak out on the people who made it
Yeah.
instead of understanding it's just a mod. It's how it is. Get over it. It'll be fixed if it can be fixed soon.
I mean,
Just-
yeah, and I I'm not saying the guy who wrote the Reddit post is wrong. I'm saying though that I get his frustration entirely, but it's also you kind of have to put yourself in their shoes, like you said. Like they're antsy, they're excited because they're going to be
Yeah.
able to extend the life of their game and mess with new stuff that they used to only be able to do through watching YouTube videos, which I think is really exciting. But I can get totally why it'd be really annoying and frustrating for a mod maker to constantly be hounded about whether or not his stuff is coming to consoles. But you also, I mean, it's about perspective. You got to be a little, what's the word? A little happy at the fact that people are interested in your work and they want to play it more. And this is kind of common game dev stuff where these game developers are constantly asked tons and tons of questions on how much people can access it and all this stuff. And I think now modders are being exposed to a much bigger community in the end of it all.
Yeah, it's just like the only issue is console players, like they just the way that everything will work out and everyone will be happy in the end is if console players like understand and they recognize that how mods are, and they don't stick to this like high horse of everything has to be perfect, everything has to be correct because I'm a console player. Like console players, like everyone, console and PC, everyone needs to understand we're all screwed. Everything's gonna be broken. It's gonna be okay though because we'll fix it. Just calm down. And that's the thing is if console players can understand that and like they like the consoles as a community can understand it's okay to mod, then mod authors will be much happier in helping and fixing. But if the console players keep being annoying and keep hounding the mod authors, then they're not going to be happy, and then they'll get even worse support.
Yeah.
So it's like either just calm down, let the bugs happen, be calm about everything, and it'll turn out well in the end. But if you freak out, then things are not going to work out in your favor.
True. Yeah, well, that's just a quick little Fallout discussion. Let's talk about really what's headlining this week. Dishonored 2. Allie, I can see a smile on your face.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
all
Excuse
right.
me.
So
So-
some of this information I just want to say is carrying over from last week because if you guys don't know, the reason the podcast was delayed was because Lone and I both tried to record and it failed on both our ends. My memory ended up being filled somehow, and Lone's just, I don't know what the fuck happened on his end. But regardless, we're going to talk a little bit more about some stuff that surfaced last week for Dishonored 2, but also some new information that came out this week as well. Ellie, you were about to say something, though?
Yeah, no, I was just going to bring up the fact that there was a bit more as well this week, so we have a lot of news,
Oh, hell
which is
yeah.
great.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then we hardly even last time I was on, I couldn't say anything.
Yeah,
So-
but now you can actually run us through this as we go through each one. We'll talk about it all together, which is awesome because, like I said last time, you were cut short. That was unfair.
I know it was very unfair. I was very very heartbroken over it.
Let's see how long you talk about this.
All right, so yeah, we'll start off with my first bullet point. Dishonored 2 will not be dumbed down. Co-creative director Harvey Smith commented on this topic. He mentioned that Corvo received a voice not because of an industry trend, but because players wanted to know how Corvo would emotionally react to certain things in the game. The team treats voice protagonists as another tool if it's done correctly.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know how I feel about the voice protagonist, to be honest.
Really?
Like,
You like him silent?
See, I can see the pros and the cons to both. But what's kind of giving me hope with the voice protagonist is the fact that we have multiple levels of chaos now, and the lines that they will be, or like like I know we already had multiple levels, but yeah, but yeah, the lines that they will actually be saying will change.
Yeah, that was one of the things I actually had written down. Is that there will be objects placed around the world that the character can interact with and comment on, different lines based off Corvo and Emily, as well as their levels of chaos. So it's like a total of 6 lines, because you got Corvo and Emily, and then the high chaos, low chaos, and then kind of in between.
Yeah.
How much do you think they're going to differentiate those lines? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it depends on what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Like,
because that's exciting on paper, but if it doesn't have that proper depth to bring that character to life, like, wow, Corvo sounds terrifying, you know, then that's a problem.
It's interesting because, like, the reason that they're giving them a voice is so that we get more of an insight into who they are as characters. Yet at the same time, if depending on each level of chaos, if they totally change personalities every time, it's like that kind of defeats the purpose of learning about the character as the character. That's what I feel. Like, we'll technically have 6 different characters is what I'm like, if that's how far they differentiate.
Yeah.
But I mean, something simple. I mean, that's fine. Like, I reckon that'd be cool, just to see that change.
You kind of, you're against Lone on this, where Lone's like, I think that Dishonored's story was a bit lacking, where you seem to be thinking
I'm a little triggered. I'm gonna be a little on it.
No, it's fine. I'm just wondering because, you know, most people are like, all right, you know, Dishonored seems like, because you got this set protagonist, it's not like a Fallout where you're yourself and they're giving you a voice. Like, Dishonored has a set protagonist, so it seems like a voice is actually fitting. I'm curious. I want to hear your thoughts, you know, on this then, because you said you don't know how you feel. What makes you think that maybe they should keep Corvo and even Emily silent?
I mean, I guess it's like me just being like used to the first game, where it was like you could sort of imagine yourself as Corvo and put yourself into his situation and sort of look at something and you personally have an opinion on it. Like, if Corvo were to make a comment but you don't necessarily agree, I think that sort of messes with the flow of like you being that character. Like, the last thing I want is for me to be playing a certain way and then for Corvo to comment or Emily to comment on a certain situation and have it be the opposite of what I think he should have thought or what she should have thought in that situation because of the way I'm playing. Like, it's because of the different ways that people interpret things and the different ways that people play the game. I feel like there's a chance it might conflict with each person's experience.
That's interesting. That's a good point. For me, I think the most intriguing line I read from that part of the article was, or rather it was a video interview, was when he said, we just treat it like another tool where we're confident we're going to do it right. So since we do it correctly, it furthers the game, doesn't hold it back. But I think what was also interesting is he acknowledged it was an industry trend that you see everyone adding voices, and he's like, we're not doing it because of that, although it looks like it. He's like, we're doing this because, you know, we think it'll add to our game.
And if he's not just saying that, then, I mean, I imagine Dishonored started, like, production a while back, so they had to have pre-planned all those lines anyway. So it's
had to have been immediately after Knife and Dunwall or something like that.
So, like, it's not like they could have been following a trend, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You know, that's true. There's been a lot of stealth games as well in between the first Dishonored and now the second one coming up. There was... and they mentioned it. There was like Thief. There was, I think, Splinter Cell Blacklist. Yeah. There's a decent amount of stealth games that came out over time. So it's very interesting to see how this is going to hold up against them. But it's like there hasn't been like, I might be wrong, but right now I'm trying to like think back. Shadow of Mordor was a decent stealth game to some degree. I know it was like obviously you had the Arkham Knight combat, but that had like decent stealth gameplay. I'm trying to think right now. Is anyone thinking of any other stealth games that come out recently?
Honestly, I think I haven't really played any other stealth games.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I haven't liked a stealth game since Dishonored.
Yeah, like I don't think there's anything that really.
Oh.
I mean, other than Thief is what I'm thinking. That's apart from Thief.
Metal Gear.
Oh boy, I'm gonna get fucking crucified for forgetting that one. Oh boy, I'm sorry. It's just when I think Konami, like everything except Ninja Turtles from when I was a kid, just been wiped out of my head about Konami.
Yeah, how'd Ninja Turtles go, Matt?
Oh boy, I'll admit I was wrong. Like I said I will, to some degree, mildly quote myself on the podcast that I said I think this game's gonna get like a 7, because it was more frustrating about that game that they had the tools to make a good game. It was that they chose not to and chose to make money instead that really irks me. You had the competent dev, you had the comic theme, you had a universe to mess around with, and instead you made a story mode that's 4 hours long with 3 locations.
Wow.
The rooftops, the city, and the sewers. And you go to each of those 2 or 3 times, and it's disgusting.
Oh god, that's
it's torture. And I'm saying this as someone who loves Ninja Turtles and like just would stick up for them, like try to find something right with it. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's like next to like Battlefront almost.
Oh, yeah, it's well with Battlefront. I don't know which one hurt more, because with Battlefront, it's like Battlefront was more of a wow to me. It was like, wow, they really just what were they thinking? You know. At least now they're starting to fucking pull back a little bit though, EA, and is actually admitting like, yeah, we didn't have a campaign because of the movie. Sorry, just money talks, right?
Well, it's because Disney just wanted money, so like DICE couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
like, there's like
I'm really hoping with Battlefront 2 that they're going to make a campaign.
They'll make a good game, which I think they will, because they showed that they could. They just weren't allowed to, essentially.
I'll say this much. Battlefront from DICE had the aesthetics of the Battlefront I dreamed of, like the large explosions, the sounds, the looks, even to some degree, like the gunplay and stuff. That's what I thought of. It's just it didn't have enough meat on its bones at all. And,
because
the missions mode was a fucking laughing stock.
I only played the beta. I never bought the game, but like it reminded me a little bit of like Survival or whatever it was from Warfare 3. A little bit. I don't know.
Mafia 3.
Oh, Modern Warfare 3.
Oh, I was gonna say, what the fuck? They said Mafia 3. I'm like, what? Is that out? Like,
there's something now.
I had stealth gameplay in it. That looks all right.
Mafia 3.
Oh yeah, that shit looks so good. That looks so good. I can't wait. But yeah, back to a little bit more Dishonored. One thing I thought was also interesting about the voice protagonist is that they said in this interview that they considered having an option to disable a voice protagonist, but since it was used for so many gameplay cues, they dropped the idea. Now, also, I'm sure part of it was like, look, this would be such a big waste of time if we turned it off. But still, to me, I thought that was interesting that they actually considered that.
Considered it. Yeah, it really kind of shows that they thought about people's opinions and that they were considering it, which is a great thing. But yeah, it does make sense that if you were to incorporate the voice in so many aspects of your game, then to turn it off kind of just erases all of that work. And it's like, what's the point? What's really the point?
I'm thinking like what he means by gameplay cues. You think like
cutscenes and stuff?
Yeah, like oh, I got a new power. Like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
like looking at
basically
your hands
like you probably go into a location and you probably make a comment as soon as you land in and stuff like that. You see people that you're about to talk to, and yeah, it's probably just no point.
A lot of gameplay hints.
Yeah.
He'll like call out like,
I should probably climb up that castle, something like that. Like those blatantly obvious, like this is such a video game kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he was saying he would do. Like that's how you know that you were going to an area that you could actually explore and look more into that isn't necessarily part of the main thing. Like you'd look at a building and make a comment about the building and like, oh, this looks old and really like abandoned, or like something, just some comment, and you'd be like, oh, maybe I can go in there and pick up a side quest or pick up something like that. Like
I really hope they have that, because Dishonored 1, what was so cool about it is because it was literally like the term sandbox level was truly realized there, because like I think of like that when you first enter Dunwall, where it's like you have like all these different buildings and you can enter them and get side quests in there, and it's not like they were these fully flushed out quests, but like you had the one with that old lady. You had
Granny Rags.
Yes, Granny Rags. That's who it was. You had that one. You had the one where one of my favorite ones was the what was the name of that like science lab that you could kind of
science lab. Oh, yeah. The fuck.
And it was just loaded with stuff to like steal. I like that a lot.
Is that the rats? With the guy with the rats?
Yeah, what was his name?
I think so.
That's
yeah,
weird.
But it was like in the first area, and I really liked that, because there was just, you know, you could just go straight to the objective, and that was like a challenge in its own. But there were other things that were like organically incorporated into the area. They didn't feel forced. Like, hey, look, side quest area. It was like, no, this is like a part of what's happening here, and it makes sense that it's there. I really like that a lot. I love that game so much, dude. I really can't wait for the second one.
It's really awesome.
And what's good is that you're not gonna have to wait too long for a bit of a Dishonored fix, ladies and gentlemen. There are Dishonored comics and graphic novels coming our way this summer.
Yes.
Really awesome stuff. So let's talk about that a little bit.
I like had no idea up until recently, and when I found out, I like exploded. Like
I threw it in the group chat. I was like, "Did Ellie see this yet?" And Ben's like, "I don't think so." And then you just go, "Oh my god!"
Put it in the group chat.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god! I literally only saw it because I was stalking B. Smith's Twitter. Like I didn't even see it.
I thought you saw it. That's why I didn't say anything.
If I had seen it, do you really think I wouldn't have reacted at all?
Well, no, really? Like I thought you just saw it like days before Matt had put in the chat, and you just hadn't said it.
Oh, and I was like, oh yeah, I already know.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
no,
that's why
I had no idea. But such an awesome, like, I feel like it has a lot of potential because there is a lot of lore in the whole Dishonored universe. Like, and it's soon. It's before the game comes out, so we'll get it before, and like the hype will build. And yeah, I'm so excited for it.
They said in a brief description of it that it's going to flush out the characters of both Corvo and Emily a lot more. So I'm wondering, do you think these are going to be like? Obviously, they're not going to be mandatory reads, but do you think like they're going to greatly assist this game, or do you think they're just kind of going to be there and like for the hardcore like?
Probably
probably be like the life of Corvo before the game, maybe.
Well,
maybe
either before in the 15-year gap.
That would explain.
Probably, yeah. I think that would be handy to see how. You know, we got to this situation that maybe Emily's gotten herself into, and it probably might elaborate on that a bit more. If not, you know, I'm sure a lot can happen in 15 years, so a lot of potential.
Yeah, I've noticed this is becoming a trend in games, that they're just kind of like marketing their lore outside of the game. Destiny obviously did that with the whole Grimoire app. What else is there? Overwatch kind of did the same thing. You can only find out more about the heroes like with the animated shorts, or on the website for Overwatch itself you can learn more about each hero, and it's like now they're doing Dishonored comics and graphic novels, which is interesting. I'm probably going to pick them up, but it's just like I wish this type of stuff was just in-game audio logs, text logs. Just give it to me.
Like, I'd rather have it in-game, but if it wasn't in-game, the last thing I want to do is go to your website and read about some character. That's not
what
gonna
I'm
ever
saying. I'll talk about Overwatch in a little bit, but yeah, I share similar thoughts on that. I'd rather have my stuff in game, not have to pause my game. Okay, let's see what this hero does. Like,
like the comic is kind of cool, but like the last thing I'm ever gonna do is go on the website. Like, you can forget about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what kind of fan you are. I know definitely for hardcore fans, and I mean. So if you're crazy like me, you won't care, and you'll want to grab every little piece of information forever, and whenever, and just read it and sit down and spend hours reading it. Anyway, but like, my opinion on it is, as long as it doesn't take away from how much you put in a game. If you say, okay, maybe we'll leave this out of the game so we can put it in a comic that we can sell later. Like, that's what I'm worried about, that mindset to come in where it's like, maybe we won't add too much to the game because we're going to elaborate on this separate piece of content. And it's like, but that should, like, anything like a comic or anything should really just, I don't know. I don't want it to take away from the in-game lore and like the audiobooks that play and the books that you actually pick up and the notes and stuff. I don't want that to be lessened because we have these other pieces of media.
They have that in the first Dishonored as well. So it's kind of like, you know, I guess we don't have to worry about them not being there, but I hope they just don't leave out information.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, if they're filling in more, like, okay, give like a general consensus of the backstory of like Corvo and Emily, what happened in that last 15 years. I imagine they're going to do that. But if you give more detail on what happened, like an actual story behind that and everything for these comics and these graphic novels, I think that's a good idea. Because then you're really not taking away from anything. You're just kind of adding to it, really. Because obviously you're not, I know some people complain and be like, oh, why don't they just make it playable? I mean, that's a lot of assets and game time and stuff that you're asking for, and it's not like it's impossible. It's just that sometimes there are games that are like too long, and I think like Dishonored was like the perfect length.
Yeah, because like
you had like two ways to play it. It worked perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a lot of people complain that it was really short and stuff, but I really think it was a decent length considering the amount of times you could play it, like the amount of ways that you could play it. So it's like, yeah, okay, if you sat down and like full on went at this game, you'd finish it in no time. But the thing is, like, if you actually sat down and you played it and you went through everything and then you did the different chaos levels and then you tried to do all the achievements and you could put so many hours into this game. I know I have.
Yeah. I mean, you've had obviously way more playthroughs than Nissan and I combined, but for me, like, when the game first came out, I easily got 3 playthroughs out of it. You know, like good, evil, and then like non-lethal.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I had so much fun doing all of those. It's such a remarkable game. That's why I'm so excited for the second one to finally come out. I don't know why I said finally like that. Honestly, it really hasn't been like they announced it and like they're doing the release date just right. It's good stuff. Anything else you want to add on to Dishonored 2 before we move on to something much less exciting?
I mean, what else is there really? I mean, like, I'm actually, I wanted to bring up, I'm really excited that they're adding more like civilian life into the game.
Really, they are?
Yeah, so there was an interview recently that just came out, and he was talking about how Harvey was talking about how civilians there'll be more of them, like there'll be more like things going on that you can observe. There'll be more background story on just general random people in the world, and it'll make it seem a bit more real and like a bit more. So yeah, that's cool.
So it's like I know in the first part of Dishonored they had it, but like in the second part, if you were like doing high chaos, I remember when you went back to Dunwall, you could see like people like dying of the disease on the streets and stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
So they'll add more of that.
There's a lot more of that.
Cool, because it's like Karnaca is like an actual living city, right?
Yeah, it's a lot different from Dunwall.
Yeah, where Dunwall is kind of like going down the shitter completely.
Yeah, definitely.
While Karnaca is kind of, I don't want to say, I don't know if thriving. I mean, it looks like it's thriving from the outside when they show that island shot.
Yeah, definitely. The trees and stuff, like that's all new. The whole green idea is definitely new. Brings it to life a little bit more, I think.
I wonder if it's going to be like, it's going to sound weird, but do you think it's going to be like too green in a sense? Like, you think it's going to be like, like, I really liked in Dishonored 1 how they switched it up a lot. Like, you were in Dunwall, you were at that masquerade kind of party. That was one of my favorite missions. I love that one.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
That was hard as fuck, though, in my opinion. You had a lot of things switching up. You think, like, Karnaca, it's going to be constantly, like, roaming these rooftops and these kind of, like, favelas and stuff.
So you do have a point there.
You probably do the city, probably, like, some interiors that like give it a different taste, and then you probably go into the forest, I imagine, for one bit. I don't know.
I can't wait to see that mansion, the Clockwork Mansion. Like, basically, like, I think, because the locations are definitely going to be, I feel like they're going to be pretty interesting. I mean, we go from Dunwall, so we're going to be in Dunwall for a little bit before we go to Karnaca.
Sure.
Then
it has to like end in Dunwall or something like that. It has to like
I feel like it ends. You go back home and it like ends like that. Like
because Emily runs away from Dunwall, so it's got to end there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
That makes more sense.
I'm excited. Definitely the Clockwork Mansion though will be a fantastic level. Like I'm absolutely. And the fact that you like it'll be moving and you can actually be like running through it. I heard that, read that in an article that apparently they're going to be doing that. So you're going to be
like
seeing
the level
it.
changes around you while you're like
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
God. But yeah, I remember like when she walked in and like the whole like room just started like shifting and stuff, and then when she started chasing the guy, like the hallway was like popping out in different areas. Like this is gonna be an intense game. I can feel it already. Gameplay wise.
There was a point in the trailer. I was listening to this interview, and Emily uses bend time in the trailer. Apparently, she doesn't actually have bend time. They changed that, so that pissed me off.
Lied.
They lied. She used it in the trailer, and then they changed it.
So
and
they're
now
learning.
she's had it. And I'm like,
They're learning from Bethesda, huh? They're lying in their reviews. I mean,
I hope they didn't show us the ending.
right.
you know what? Yeah, because that's
I hope
like
that's not the final guy, right?
that's what it seems like. The Duke of Serkonos, like he's the last. Like, is that how it ends? Did you literally just show us the ending? Like,
Nah,
that's what I
Dishonored's too
thought.
much of like a twisty turny kind of game where it's like
there'll probably
betrayal,
be something
like
else.
you've been tricked. The Duke was good, something like that.
The two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on to less exciting news. Let's talk about Elder Scrolls Legends. Yeah. We'll just wanted to kind of shout out a little article that Bethesda posted. I think it was interesting just because it's a good way to catch up on the races for the Elder Scrolls universe. If you guys want to look it up, they posted it. Each race has a little description so that you can get familiarized more with the ES universe. Nothing huge there. This game, though, man, I swear, they have to release it alongside something exciting in Elder Scrolls. Like, it's not, I was just talking about this before the podcast, but it's not gaining traction. It needs help. It needs something exciting in Elder Scrolls. Like, hey, you want your ES fix now? Go get it. Play ES Legends.
Yeah.
That's how Fallout Shelter worked.
You think they'll do the next Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, announce ES6. I'd probably die.
I don't.
There's no
I
way.
would.
There's
I would
absolutely
probably.
no way.
I would cry. I would cry. It'd
Yeah,
be too
Ellie, I
much
don't
for
think
one
I-
E3. I
I was
would
gonna say, it would-
probably start bawling my eyes out. Like, I mean, there's been a lot of articles going around, like there usually is, about like, oh, it might come out next year, or it's probably going to come out. Like,
Do
it
people not
I don't know.
realize that there's like just barely over 100 people working at that studio? Like, it's impossible.
There's
it's
no
as
way they can
if,
pull it
like,
out.
as if they
They're
I
still
just
working on
put out
DLC.
full house.
I would love to be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but it's like almost impossible. Even with the expansion, I know people are gonna say, "Oh, they expanded." There's like 50 people there. 70?
No, it's
Like,
not possible. There's no way. They're still working on Fallout 4 content. Like, there's still. Isn't there going to be more seasons for Fallout DLC? Isn't that like
There's a lot more DLC coming. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Second phase coming. I wouldn't be surprised if that kept selling. That they like said, okay, now season pass is like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say done, but like, all right, we got more. We're gonna do more for you guys because you guys keep buying it. Until Lone made a good point. Until they stop making actual considerably good money from it, they're just gonna keep going with it. And with a game that sold like more than any other Bethesda Game Studios game, there's still plenty of people who can buy this stuff. So especially with how well Far Harbor's done, there's a lot of DLC coming.
What I want is like the standard for expansion packs or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like, as long as I get that, I'm happy. So I hope there's like 3 or 4 seasons of.
I think Nuka World's definitely one.
You think it's gonna be one of the big ones?
I don't know if what they're gonna do with Nuka World is gonna be like what they did with Far Harbor, where they're like, because I felt more satiated with Far Harbor with like Automatron. It gave us enough content to do stuff, but I didn't feel like it was enough.
No, it was like a little.
No.
tiny thing.
Yeah, with Far Harbor though, I feel like I got enough Fallout to keep me fixed for a while
Yeah.
until they announce something new. Where I feel like that's kind of what Nuka World's gonna be, and I don't know if they're kind of leaning towards that, where they're gonna start doing more just the bigger pieces of content because they know people just want a bunch, or if they'll start doing what was acceptable, where they did another small expansion each month. Because people got to remember that with Fallout 3, and I don't know about New Vegas, I don't remember, but I know for a fact that Fallout 3 was each month consecutively, like new DLC, new DLC, new DLC. So you got like the pit, you got Broken Steel, all this shit, and they just
did
kept
that
giving you.
every month.
Yeah, they
Oh,
did it
wow.
every month, or every other month. I can't remember. I can't look it up because I have to record. But if one of you
Yeah.
wants to
No.
check. Whatever. It was
Yeah.
very well spaced out, and so I think it was every other month actually. Now that I think about it, I don't know.
I was saying 1 month. Deal, like, but
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah,
Yeah, not a huge.
I think
deal.
every element.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that I think they're gonna announce like the whole phase 2, and that's gonna suck because I'm gonna be at E3. So it's like when they announce it there, I'm gonna be sitting there like, I can't do anything about this.
I know left off or something.
Oh, poor thing. You're gonna be at E3.
I meant that.
Oh.
Okay, you know what I meant.
Oh.
All the time. I want to cry.
I'm excited. I'm excited, but I'm really nervous. Like, I was talking to my mom and my girlfriend about it. I was just like, oh my god, like, because it's not like a PAX where it's like lots of like just gaming fans are there. Like, this is all professional, so it's like I have to dress up, look good, look the part.
Yeah.
Ugh. And, like, I just like wearing basketball shorts and stuff. Like, fuck. Wow, such a problem I have. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's move on to section 3. What we're playing and our favorite gaming news bit. Would anyone like to go first? Or
Black Ops 3. I love the game. I'm gonna get crucified, but I don't care.
what?
Black Ops 3 is. I love it. It's so good. I played it. What is all
Why?
that?
No, you're gonna get crucified because you're saying that when Overwatch just came out.
I don't care about those. Overwatch sucks.
He's gonna trigger a lot of people.
Oh,
I'm-
you're really asking for it now.
I don't care. It's like, Overwatch, I don't care. It's a dumb game. I don't need it.
What? You know, you can't say that. You haven't played it.
I don't care. It's bad. It doesn't look good. Fine.
Ah,
Not even gonna bother with it. I'm gonna play Black Ops until Battlefield comes out, and Battlefield's gonna destroy Overwatch because
Battlefield's gonna.
Battlefield's gonna destroy everything.
Yeah,
So
oh man, this is
It's
gonna
gonna be so
just. It's gonna be that broom, and it's just gonna clean up all 2016.
yeah, it's gonna take game of the
We're
year.
just coming
Bye,
through.
guys.
Just like,
Yeah, especially with how Advanced Warfare, whatever it's called, Infinity Warfare, whatever it's
oh,
called now.
ugh. See,
Yeah.
people now, when you hate on that game, people are like, "You're just doing it because everyone else hates it." It's like,
No, we
I
all
have
hate
this
it.
cool thing called an opinion, and that game looks like trash.
It's so bad.
It
It's-
bothers me because it looks like Advanced Warfare. I like Black Ops 3 a lot as well. I was just messing with you. I like Black Ops 3 a lot, and
Yeah. Like
I
to,
hated Advanced
yeah,
Warfare.
like to be fair, like in all seriousness, Black Ops 3 is really good compared to
Other
most
Call
of the Call of Duties, like
I
with
don't-
the exceptions
this
of like
campaign I've heard wasn't that good, but
it was kind of cool. It was like kind of
I
it's
love
a
Black
first
Ops
person.
2 campaign. That was my favorite of all the Call of Duties.
Black
Oh
Ops
my.
2. Mine was 1.
Yeah.
I liked Black Ops 1's campaign.
I like COD 4, so there you go.
Oh wow, dude.
Yeah.
You spend $80 on the COD 4 remaster.
Oh, not that stupid. I didn't like it that much.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if you sell it separately for $20, yeah, sure. $80,
Yeah, so,
go fuck yourself.
yeah, no, exactly.
It's Activision. They won't.
Yeah, no, it's the thing. It's
And
like,
enough people are gonna buy it where they won't have to sell it separately. So it's like,
yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, no, it's like Black Ops 3 is good, but you have to take into account Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer suck at making games now because they're just in it for the money. Treyarch is the only one they do good because every single Treyarch game, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 now, they've all been better and they've always been the fan favorites because like you look at like Ghosts and
oh.
Advanced Warfare, those were
I played the
awesome.
campaign of Ghosts with my brother, and that was disgusting. And then I tried the multiplayer myself with some of my friends.
It was so bad. It was
And
so
then the
bad.
aliens mode. What the fuck are you smoking?
Yeah, they were just trying, and then
Like,
I think Advanced Warfare tried to take off the zombie idea too, and they failed at that as well. So it's just like,
Oh yeah, that was in Advanced Warfare. Actually, oh
no,
yeah,
no,
they
Ghost had one too.
Yeah, they had
They all
exo
tried to-
zombies.
Yeah, they had exo zombies and they had that alien crap. They all try to rip off Treyarch, but Treyarch knows how to do their stuff correctly. But like, Call of Duty is good every 3 years, and that's why I'm okay with
How
Call
it
of Duty.
should be.
Yeah, exactly. That's
It should
like
be made every 3 years.
It
so
should
I
be.
can miss Call of Duty, build up some excitement for it, and then when it's
And
announced,
play.
it's like, yes.
and that's kind of how I'm gonna treat it from now on. There's gonna be like this Infinite Warfare, and the next one doesn't. I don't care about those. And then when Treyarch comes out and they're like Black Ops 4 or whatever they make, I'll be like, yes, I'm gonna buy that because that's gonna be good.
Mhm.
But otherwise,
To be
I'm
fair,
not.
like COD trailers have never sold me. Even the gameplay's never sold me. I literally just word of mouth. That's what I listen for. After
Okay.
the first 2 weeks it comes out, where people are done saying, this is probably the best Call of Duty that has come out. Like,
Yeah, when they get over that little bit of hype.
yeah.
Yeah, no, Black Ops 3, I did get it when it came out, but that's only because I wanted to play zombies. But like, I know Treyarch usually does pretty good.
I got Black Ops 3. Actually, yeah, 2 weeks after it came out. Or no, I'm trying to think. When Black Ops 3 came out around the same time as Fallout 4, didn't it?
I think it came out like a week before or a week after. I think it was a week before. Before? Yeah, because I remember playing it a little bit before Fallout 4
And
came out.
I definitely wasn't playing it beforehand. I played it month or so after. Yeah.
Okay.
I started playing it in like December when I was like, okay, Fallout, I'm done with you for a little bit before I die.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite gaming news bit then, Nissan? Something that's going to equally trigger people? He's shaking his head.
I don't know. Does Black Ops 3 DLC count? I don't know. Triggered everyone today.
Wow.
I don't have any gaming news. I don't know. That's the only.
I was setting up the podcast for so long, and the best you come up with here is Black Ops 3 DLC.
What else happened? I don't pay attention to the news like you two hounds. I don't look.
Ellie, save him. What's your news? What are you playing?
Well, okay. As for what I'm playing, I literally just like finished uni for this semester, so I haven't played anything. But I did watch a playthrough of Uncharted 4.
How was that?
Now, I loved it. I've never watched or played an Uncharted game before. There was a lot of people that were like, there were a lot of opinions that were against Uncharted 4. I don't know. A lot of people were like,
because it's a loved game, so
can't
exist.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I watched it and it looked amazing. What? Oh my god.
It's Sid. Do I answer? Do I answer in the middle of the podcast?
Answer.
Yeah.
Put on speaker. Put him on speaker.
Hello?
Yo.
What's up, dude?
What's going on?
Not much. What's going on, dude?
Nothing, bro. You fucking hammered?
What?
You fucking hammered, bro?
Of course, man.
Yeah, right, dude. Lit as fuck, right?
Yeah, always.
Where were you?
I was out with my woman. Connor, dude, I'm recording a podcast, and you're actually on it, dude.
What's up, everybody?
How's that make you feel?
Makes me feel great, because I know I'm the fucking star of it already.
Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Sex Addict on my phone.
That's a dick move. Whatever. What is he? What are you talking to Noah and Lone?
Nope, they're Noah. You want to get this, Connor, dude? Noah tells me how he fucking has work and can't make the podcast and snaps me with his girlfriend. And I called him out, and he's like, "All right, you got me. I was lying."
Oh, put me on the podcast, dude. Screw him.
You already are.
Dude, screw him, bro. If he can't fucking make it, that's fucked up. Dude, he misses more than he goes to.
Oh, jeez.
He's calling him out. He's not even technically on it.
Lone's laughing his ass off right now.
Oh, Lone didn't make it either.
It's just you?
Nissan and Ellie are with me.
Oh, so you have them on the podcast, but not me.
What the fuck is your problem?
All right, I get it.
I never promised you anything.
I never said you promised me anything, but I mean,
Come on right
you
now.
could throw me in there too. We could have had a nice conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw him in right now.
I'll remember this.
Okay.
All right. Well, tell Ellie and Nissan I said hello, and that you're rude.
Okay.
No, I wanted to call you and tell you. I know you're on your podcast right now. I wanted to call you and tell you real quick that I might be able to play later on. Maybe not, so I'll keep you updated.
You had to call me to tell me that.
I was saying,
Yes,
what?
and I don't know what's gonna happen, but I gotta either apologize to Brian or I can't play Overwatch with him because he got really pissed off at me at work.
All right, we'll talk about this later.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
All right.
Ellie, have a great podcast. Nissan, Ellie, peace.
Adios.
All right, Matt, bye.
Bye. This
All right.
fucking kid.
Oh
He
my
makes
God.
everyone mad, clearly, as you can tell by that. And
Oh.
Brian's mad at me. He probably called him a weeb.
Probably.
Oh god.
That's great. He's part of the podcast now. He was on it. He can't complain.
He always
Yeah.
complains that he's not on it, so I was like, all right, we're gonna,
He's not
on it.
to everyone who thinks I was
Yeah.
obnoxious there, it's because he always complains that he's not on it, so I was like, all right, dude, you're on right now.
He's on the podcast.
There you go.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, what's up, everybody?
Oh god. That was interesting.
So, Ellie,
Oh.
what was your news? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was very rude of me.
I mean, like, apart from anything Dishonored, I haven't focused on anything else
Me with
just
Fallout.
because
I get
it's
you.
like, yeah, it's I don't really care unless it's to do with this right now. It's like this is my main thing up until E3 and I see what's going on. I'm focused on this like a shark. So everything that I've already talked about.
Okay.
Yeah. And what I've been playing, again, I haven't really played anything, but Uncharted 4, watching that, I was really impressed with that game. It looked really good and definitely recommend to play it.
Yeah, I need to play it. I had Connor play it for a review for my channel. The guy who was just on the phone with me, for those who are listening and don't know. For me, I have been playing Overwatch this week and Ninja Turtles. Yeah, if you're going to boo anything, Nissan, boo that game. Boo Ninja Turtles, not Overwatch.
Overwatch looks good, though. I don't know why.
All right, here's the thing.
Overwatch and Battleground.
I'm making a review for Overwatch, but here's my thing with Overwatch, is that when I first played it, I thought like, okay, there's like a bit of a lack of balance here. I was like, okay, there's a bunch of heroes shooting the fucking shit out of each other. It was really weird. It does take getting used to though. Foot and mouth, I was wrong. It's commendable how well balanced it is for how many heroes there are in the game. There's 21 heroes and there's like a counter for each one. You can change your hero mid-match and always fight against someone, and so like no one's ever strictly dominating. Everyone's always playing for the objective because the game's not about, you get eliminations, but you'll get an elimination if I shoot someone once with like a pistol or something and get like 4 damage on them. You'll get an elimination. It counts as a kill, but it's like the game doesn't really count kills, so everyone's always playing the objective, which is really good. It's really, really good. It keeps the matches moving and stuff. Another testament to how balanced this game is how many late game comebacks you can make. Oh my god, it happens so much if you really combine as a team and like work hard. It's actually insane. I love that about this game so much. I really like it a lot. What it's missing, and I know there are people actually took me seriously when I said what the fuck's this shit in my TMNT review. I had like Overwatch on my screen at first saying like that's what I was going to review because it came out on the same day, and people were like, oh my god, he actually hates it, fuck him. And it's like, no, I like it a lot. But if I do actually have complaints about it, I don't like the lack of lore at all because the characters are interesting and it kind of feels like they're just holding back because there's so much to explore with them, and I don't care if it's outside in the animated shorts and the comic books and on the website and all this shit. I want it in game. Just let me press triangle or square or something because I play on PS4 for this game because that's where my friends got it, and just have like a little backstory section that I can just read about real quick and learn where these people got their special abilities from and stuff. I'd really like that. I'd like a couple more modes. I know they're adding a competitive playlist next month because I know some people are complaining that in like the casual play, so to say, sometimes you run into teams that are like all the same heroes, and that can either go good or bad. You can either wipe the floor with that team or they can actually kick your ass if they're really good with that one hero, which kind of sucks and breaks the game a little bit. But yeah, Overwatch, I'll have more on my review with that, but that's what I've been playing this week. I have about close to 20 hours, which is a lot for a shooter that just came out on Tuesday. I really am enjoying it. But as for the news I wanted to talk about, there was a rumor and it is now confirmed No Man's Sky delayed until August. How about that?
Dang.
Some people are upset about
Yeah, I mean, some people are. I don't care.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's such a bad game because there's no multiplayer now.
Oh,
Yeah. That was
you think
ridiculous.
it's bad? I wouldn't say bad. I wouldn't say it's
It's
a bad
not,
game. I'd
like,
say that's a bad
it's-
design choice, but I wouldn't say it's going to be a bad game.
It'd be like me trying to play Minecraft without multiplayer ever. Like,
Yeah.
That'd be like that'd be so
Okay.
dead so fast.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Like
So,
when it was first announced and stuff, everyone was mostly hyped about it because it would be a really awesome game to play online with people.
Yeah, you
that
could
was
I think they
big
said they're going to
hype.
be like adding it though.
yeah, they
If
said
they-
that, and then they said they're not going to now. So it's not.
It's really like
What? They're not
just
doing it at
tell me the
all?
truth. Like just tell
No.
me. Like I want to know. Like it's
I mean, I give them credit. That's 4 people are making that game. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's right. It started as an indie
It's-
game. That's right.
Yeah, it's insane what they've done. But
That's actually true.
but I'm still allowed to have an opinion despite who's working on it. And for me, No Man's Sky, I want to see the reviews for it. I'm not talking about the press reviews because they've been fucking eating this shit up. It's one of
Yeah.
those games that gets lots of clicks. Wouldn't be surprised if it scored well with them. I want to see what YouTubers think of it. I want to see what like critics who do it out of passion think about this game. That's
I
what I want to see.
wonder. Yeah, like I wonder why they don't just do like 4-player co-op because like I
Or
get
even
why.
two-player.
At least that.
Even
Yeah.
two-player.
Yeah, like because
Even
I
that.
get like big multiplayer that's really hard to do. That is definitely
Yeah.
like, a challenge. But like
Especially for such a
they
big game.
yeah, they could do a 4-player thing where they just like the players can't leave, like they can't go too far from each other. Like I think Far Cry does that, where like if you go far enough away, you can't like go any farther. It, like drags the other
Yeah.
player along. So like they could have
And
done
Ark.
that. Yeah, an arc. Like you could have done that, and you could have made it easy on yourself. But like I don't know, the game won't last long. It'll come out, it'll be hyped for about a couple days,
See,
and it'll be like Battlefront, and it'll die.
I know there's hype. There's a great community for it. I was reading some Reddit posts on that as well, and then they have a great community. But I'm wondering the length of the game because it seems like it's such a tight knit community in a sense where I think like there's like a good portion of an audience that's like diehards where I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like this is a game that's gonna kind of come and go. Their community is intimidating though, because Jason Schreier from Kotaku initially reported that No Man's Sky was going to probably be delayed, and he just made like a article on it, and this is before it was confirmed to be true, but like someone sent him like a death threat because he was just reporting on it. And I was just
That's
like,
insane.
yeah, I'm just like, fuck, and like someone like posted it on Reddit and was like, look at this guy like posting this information and like saying that it's gonna be delayed. How could he? And I'm like, he's just doing his job. Like,
Yeah, like what?
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
They
I get
seem
the
to
passion
be.
though. I admire it to some degree. It's pretty cool, but the threat in his life over it.
That's a bit.
He's
too
not
much,
the developer.
I think. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's just don't.
And that
don't
was
shoot
followed up by a
yourself.
tweet from Jim Sterling who said, like, do you guys realize that, like, game developers cringe when you threaten and, like, get really venomous over shit in games? Like, they don't want you to do that. You're not doing anyone any favors.
Yeah.
And it's like, ugh, I hate it.
People are crazy. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
I do. For our last segment, fan questions, and we're getting them from Twitter. We just said, ask away. So we don't know what we're going to get here. I'm looking right now on my phone. We got, from Rain Tales, favorite childhood experience.
Ooh.
I have to have a childhood though.
Oh.
Wow, Nissan, that was not fucking grim at all.
I
Hmm.
played
Childhood.
video games. Does that count?
Played video games. I did
Something
not.
that happened, you're like, wow, that was awesome. Doesn't have to be a favorite. Why not like you're like, yeah, that was a pretty good memory.
I mean, one of my like highlights was with my older brother because he's 8 years older than me. He was already playing video games and stuff like that, playing Mortal Kombat and all those kind of even violent games and whatnot. He was fine to play all that. And I was young, and one of my best memories is usually like in waking up in the morning and like him already sitting playing video games and me kind of like joining him and watching him play those games. Like any of those family like moments where we'd all sit around and watch Mortal Kombat and like watch him play because he's really super good at games. So like we'd watch him like destroy these characters, and it was like insane. It was amazing. And like at night when we'd gather around, we'd do it. We'd order pizza. Like pizza was like a thing ever since I was little. And
Yeah,
like
thing since you were little. I couldn't tell.
Yeah. But yeah, like we'd all sit around and eat pizza and play video games, and I was only little, and it's just been a thing ever since then. And I mean, that's probably the best memories, like those things for me.
One for me would probably be like the snack. We called them snack parties growing up, and it would be me, my brother, and my dad, and we'd all like get together, bring out, because we like now I have like a bigger TV in my room. My brother's got a bigger TV in his room, so do my parents. But we used to only have like one bigger TV in the house. And growing up, we'd bring out like all our gaming systems and everything to the big TV, and like just us three would like sit there and play games like all night and like have all these junk food things. And like sometimes we call it like men's night as well. Like my mom would like go out, or like she'd go in like the bedroom or something and just like go to bed early. And like we'd just be up all night like playing games and eating shitty food, and we'd just like crash out there. It was awesome.
That's the life.
Nissan.
Oh, come on.
I heard you typing away on the computer. Like, were you Googling your favorite memory?
That wasn't.
People's favorite childhood memories.
Y'all got these
Okay.
family things. I don't know. I don't have those things. I don't know what those things are.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
I can't think of anything.
Just make one up.
First time you played Fallout. Because you're a little youngling, so yeah, that would work.
New Vegas. I don't know when it came out. But I don't remember that. That was a long time ago.
Oh my God.
I remember that because I fucking hated the game at first. I was like, I remember that fondly because I was like, what the fuck is this?
No.
I cry.
I hate the desert.
Why did you take on Noah's voice there?
Because he thought the same fucking thing. Except for me, I got over it. And I was like, you know
I
what?
got
This is a
over
good fucking game.
Oh no.
All right,
Oh,
here's a
man.
question that we can all answer. I think this is a good one.
Hopefully.
The NZ Vault Boy asks, what got you into making YouTube videos? Or streaming, we'll say, as well. Because I know Nissan and Ellie, you both do that as well.
Nate?
I started streaming because of you, Matt, actually. I would like start the stream after you and stuff. Yeah, that was like the biggest reason.
Aw.
So.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to cry right now.
You are my inspiration.
Ha!
That's so cute, you guys. Me, I started when I was in primary school, so I was like 11, I think, 12, and I used to just make really shitty skits with my brother, and I don't know why. I've always been watching YouTube, like ever since it was like a thing. I've always watched it, and I've always been inspired to like do that. I've always wanted to do that, and it kind of evolved from me doing little skits to eventually when I learnt how to do actually do gameplay videos. I've done that since I was like for a couple of years. I've been doing it now, and it's just always been a thing. And no one really particularly inspired me. I had my interests, and I wanted to make content. It's always been a drive. I didn't get it from anyone really.
No, I hear you. That's kind of how it was for me. Like, I'll admit, like, watching other YouTubers got me to want to do it. Like, Angry Video Game Nerd was one, no doubt. Smosh was one before they, like, really blew up. They had, like, 1 million subs at the time and stuff. But, you know, like, they got me excited to entertain. And I've never been, like, it's funny because my channel's more about, informing people than entertaining. But I've always enjoyed entertaining in some way. And so it's kind of strange how my channel's actually turned out. But for me, it's not been like, wow, this person inspired me. Like, it's more so, sorry, I sounded like Lone there.
Yeah.
For me, it's more so, hold on, I got to highlight a great response I had to ShoddyCast. Because they responded to me.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
They're like, why is ShoddyCast so awesome? Like, because you put my face in your video. That was great. I love them. But what I was saying was, I just wanted to. This is before YouTube. You even knew you could like make money off of it or anything. I just wanted to like share. It sounds cheesy, but I wanted to like share a love of like gaming with other people because like I had a couple of friends who were like really into gaming. This is before Connor and like Ivan really got into gaming and stuff. So I was really like the only gamer, and then like I met Noah, and that's kind of where it started to evolve. Where he was like, "You should try YouTube." And so for me, it was more so just I wanted to talk about games, and YouTube was a place you could do that. One of my first videos was a EA Skate Bales montage back when it was acceptable to like record your TV with like a handheld camcorder. And yeah, so that's how far back I go to some degree. Was those, and I loved making like Bale montages. Because I'd put, like, fucking Panic at the Disco in the background or some bullshit and just cringe. Ugh.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find... This is a question we could all answer, because I don't really get the hilarity behind it, but we'll just talk about it in general. Someone said, why do you and Noah put videos of you zooming in on your girlfriend's faces on Snapchat? But what is what is so funny about pinching and zooming on someone's face?
Pinching,
I know.
Zooming in is just kind of
It's a
funny.
thing.
Like, I don't know what it is, but like
Like, it's just
before it became a thing,
like-
Noah and I started sending like zoomed in selfies of each other, like that we'd get on Facebook of each other and like zoom in and send them back to him. But it like then it, and I'm not saying we started it, but I'm saying then it just became a thing, and it's like, why is this a thing?
I don't know. It's this. Oh my god, no, no. I it actually gets me so bad.
You
Like I
zoomed
do it
in
with my
on the recorder, only half your face is showing, so you're like, "Don't fuck with me."
I didn't even
it's
see what
probably
this
just
was.
because it's so confronting. It's just like, oh,
Oh.
and I don't know. I don't know. I do it with my dogs. Like I'll like send
I
videos.
have a zoomed in photo of one of your dogs on my phone.
Yes, you do. My dog's going around, man. Like he's zoomed in photos of his eyes. Like
Yeah, like
I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just like a way of saying like I fucking hate you, like just in some weird, unique
What?
way, like a loving I fucking hate you. Like that's what I didn't know. Like it's like you're my best friend, I love you, but like I fucking despise you. Like look at you in this picture, like you are just a disgrace. That was my train of thought with Noah. I'm like, are you
Yeah.
like are you proud of yourself in this photo? Because you shouldn't be.
You should.
God.
Yeah.
okay.
Or it's actually more so to highlight a certain part of the photo. It's like, look at this here.
Yeah.
Like, just look at this. It's usually
Yeah.
Noah's face or Connor's face or my own. Let's see here. What else do we have here? What are your opinions on the Lone Lisp Wanderer? He should stick with that.
Yeah.
You guys have any good summer stories? Please tell. This is from Unicore Neuter S.
Summer stories.
Summer stories. I told this already, but I got one of like when I was during my rebellious 8th grade days, like 13 years old, and like being bad was the cool thing. Ding Dong ditched someone's house and was like running away from it, and like we got away and we're like, oh, that was cool, fist bump, and like all of a sudden I hear like a car start.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
was just like, oh,
I was on that.
Shit, yeah. I was like, oh boy, because this is just one of the more fonder ones I think of, and like no one else caught onto it except me. I was like, guys, we gotta go. That was a car starting. Like we dove into the woods right as this car was coming around the bend, and if we didn't, pretty sure I wouldn't be sitting here right now because he flew around that corner at like 60, which just fucking ripped my legs off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one that comes to mind. I mean, every summer comes with great stories, so that's really hard to like narrow down. I remember one summer I met a bunch of like WWE stars because they like came in and were like doing some event and they were just like roaming around. I was like, hey, can I get a picture? And like,
Wait, which? Which one?
Maria Kanellis. I met Matt and Jeff Hardy. I met Booker T. Yeah, I did the most. All right, look, I'm just gonna say I did the most white guy thing to Booker T. Okay,
Oh my God.
That's I'll say it because you'll. There's a picture of it on my Instagram, and the reason I say it like this is because you got like Booker T who's doing like his hands up like this, like doing his cool ass pose, and we got my group of friends like fists up, like yo, this is badass, and there's me standing there. Biggest smile on my face because I'm meeting like one of my childhood idols. I have my arm around his shoulder. I'm like,
Oh my God.
and everyone else is like badass looking. I'm just like, hey guys, like
That is so cute.
it's so funny. Here, I'm gonna put it in the group chat. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna throw it in the group chat so you guys can actually see just how white I am. This is the best way to describe it. I'm not trying to sound like out of bounds here or anything. It's just really the best way to describe it.
It's just this. That was your like really genuine response to something like
Yeah,
that though.
it
Like you
was weird
don't
as
want to like.
I like put my hand on his shoulders. I'm like, holy shit, he's jacked as fuck. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
They're
like-
huge. It's
Yeah.
like what the
here,
fuck are
I'm
you
putting it in the
real?
group chat
Like
right now. I found it. Look at this.
Oh, no.
Look how cool everyone looks, and then there's me.
That's not very good.
oh.
Here, I'll for everyone who's watching on video, I'm gonna try to bring it up here so you can sort of see. Hold on,
It's
let's.
so bad of a picture, like already.
Yeah,
though.
like can you kind of see the folk? It's
Let me
kind
see
of.
if I can do it better.
All right, yeah, that's a little bit better. You can just see like the really white kid, which is me, with my hand over Booker T's shoulder. Just, it's so bad.
That is so.
So
It's so bad. Everyone else, like, I flashed like
Like-
a cool sign with Jeff Hardy, like I like grouped up with Maria Kanellis, and then like Booker T. I'm like, what's up, buddy?
sup.
It's like not even your hand is like hidden behind his shoulder. It's like wrapped around
Yeah,
his shoulder.
like-
You're holding his
And,
shoulder.
like, when we asked him for a picture, like he was pretty triggered. Like we were like, my friend Nick was like, "Yo, Booker, can we get a picture?" He's like, "All right, let's do this." Like, he said
Yo.
it's so like, get the fuck away from me. Come on, like, why?
I mean, they must get it all the time though.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the thing. Like they probably don't want to sound like that, but it's like that's what would happen if you were that big. Like
Here, okay, here's a good question to wrap things up on. So I'm going to high school. Anything I need to know?
Oh,
At Chris Lord Waffle. It's not as bad as everyone makes it sound, where they're like, "Oh, you're gonna get stuffed in lockers and stuff." I know what you're thinking by asking
down
that.
the toilet.
Yeah, I know you're nervous because you think you're
Yeah.
gonna get swirlied and stuff. No one's gonna know
That-
who the
that
fuck you
doesn't-
are.
No one cares.
No one cares. No one knows. It's not the 80s and 90s where it's like, "Haha, what's up, nerd?" like that.
Yeah,
No,
that
Yeah.
doesn't really
like,
happen.
yeah, just mind your own
Yeah.
business. Do your own thing. You'll make friends. Don't be hesitant to speak up or anything. That type of stuff. It's high school and you won't know until it's over. Is a good ass time.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
easy and it is so fun.
Yeah.
Not to say
Yeah,
that college is
definitely.
college is definitely harder, but college is still more fun. But it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
high school
the
is a
thing-
very good growing phase. And you don't realize until it's all done.
Yeah, the
And
thing
Yeah.
with
You look at it
Yes.
before and after yourself freshman year and like senior year, and you're like, "What the fuck was why did my parents let me go out of my house then?"
No, the thing with high school is if you have AP classes available, like the super high level, be careful taking a lot of those because I took 3 this year, and honestly, AP classes are harder than college level classes, like actual college classes, because they're trying to prepare you. So like, you have homework every day, you go to school for 8 hours, and you come home, you have all this crap, and it's just like, be wary of taking a lot of AP classes. I'm not saying don't, because they're definitely good, but just don't take too many and then ruin your high school. Because like
No, you're
this year for me
entirely
was
right.
like this year got ruined for me just because like I took 3, I took 4 originally, and I left 1 because the teacher was awful, and then so it's just like be careful and don't take too many and just pick what you have fun in. Don't pick what like your counselors try to guide you towards,
Yeah,
because like
definitely.
I know my counselors were like, take this, take that, and they were just trying to do it because they get more money if I took those classes. So take what you want. Don't take what somebody else says. Just like
Yeah.
anything.
Because I junior year I dated a girl who like was AP everything and like had a bunch of hobbies outside of it, and like it was awful. She's like, "Oh, I like being busy." It's like, no, I can see you're miserable right now. She's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like
It's yeah.
girl I'm dating right now, she takes a couple of AP classes, yeah, and it's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely it's hard, especially it depends on what you take. Cause like, I took like a AP English class and like a calculus class and bio, and I hate bio, and and
why.
English and bad at English, and then calc. It's just
I love English class.
I can't.
English.
Yeah, you two are English. I can't even speak it, let alone write it. So-
I'm not saying a cocky way. I've always been a pretty good writer though, growing up and stuff. Like I've always been like that was my specialty, like composition classes and stuff growing up and even in college. Like those are the easiest classes. Math has been all right. Math treats me well if I get it. You know, like if I understand that, I will destroy you, math. Do not fuck with me. History, that's
Yeah, I took that online this year. I'm like, nope.
hit or miss. Hit or
Yeah, it
miss.
is.
Uh,
Like this
If
year was okay.
If we're learning about like the Native Americans and stuff, I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah, but like once we get to like World War 1 and 2 in my history
Yeah.
class, I'm like, yeah.
Like, once we hit Industrial Revolution, you got me. I'm good. You know, I love that stuff. That and onwards, awesome. But like other than that, it's like, ugh, gross. Pilgrims, fuck you. I don't care.
Exactly.
I sound
Like,
like an
honestly-
uncultured swine, but like I'm just talking from an interest standpoint. Stop.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Like-
it's just,
with our history, like we do a lot of Australian history, but the thing is, it's like we don't have that much of a history because it's like we talk about all the Aboriginal history and stuff, which is actually really interesting. That learning about their culture is very interesting, but then you kind of skip over that, and then you go straight to when the British came, and you go straight from there, and you go straight into politics. You go straight into like what every single prime minister we've ever had, you know, and it's like. I hate all that like the political stuff. We like skip through all of the interesting crap and we go straight to like politics.
You're in
Politics.
history.
Yeah,
That's
gross,
fun.
gross. I hate politics.
Ew. And then there's nothing else because we're a young like
Yeah, you
country.
guys-
Like we don't have anything else and nothing else happened, okay? And I mean, for a perspective on high school in Australia, if you're an Australian listener and go to high school here, or if you do the HSC, with the whole, like what you guys will say with the counselors, people will say, do this class to get into this course and blah, blah, blah. I was sort of stressed out. I was worried because the classes that I wanted to do weren't going to scale me high in the HSC. So HSC is basically like a huge exam you do at the end of year 12, your final year, and that gets you into university with a certain score. And to get into certain universities, you need like a really high score. But to do what you want to do in high school might not give you that score. Like the only way you're going to get a high score is if you do all the sciences and do like the top maths and economics and stuff like that. And my best friend, she did like everything, like the top level, and she made it through, and I congratulate her. But like, don't stress yourself out. Do what you want to do, because you know what? There's a way into everything you want to do. Like, you're going to go through high school and you're going to freak out because you're like, the HSC is it. That is like your defining moment. What I can do for the rest of my life. It really isn't. I got a lower score. Like,
no.
Don't you have, it's the SAT over there you guys can take, right?
Yes, you can also take the SATs to get into somewhere.
Worst test ever.
No. Take the SAT. The SAT is so easy.
The thing is,
it's easy, but it's 5 fucking hours long. It's a joke.
Hey, I know, I'd rather that, but like, compared to what I've heard about the HSC, take the SAT.
It sounds like that's a good option.
Like
the only thing with the SATs is you take that as a mature student if your ATAR result isn't relevant anymore. Like, you do that as a mature student. So you can't take the SAT straight up and then go. It's solely your ATAR unless you go to a uni that, you know, you go through a pathway. There's always pathways to get into unis if you don't get the right score. And on top of that, there are a lot of unis that go solely by portfolio work, interviews, a bunch of other stuff. I got in with an interview. I was accepted on the spot, and it all worked out for me. Like, I didn't get the score that I wanted, and I'm doing the best, like, degree, double degree I could do. Like, at the school I was going to go to, that double degree wasn't there, and I would have wasted my time doing half of my degree at some other school. And I found, like, the perfect school with the perfect double degree, combining two things I wanted to do. And that wasn't through a school that looked at ATARs. So, yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. High school is awesome.
Just enjoy
especially,
yourself.
if you're just entering, you're gonna feel a little weird at first because there's a lot more people than you're used to.
Yeah,
unless your high school was like connected to your middle school, because judging by your terminology, you're American. But yeah, high school's fun. You're gonna see a lot of interesting stuff at first. You're gonna get used to it. For me, I was just talking about this today. My beginning of high school was as good as I could possibly ask for because 2 of my best friends were in all of my classes except 1. So that was really, really lucky of me. I had my friends Sonny and Ivan in all of them, so I was just like having fun the whole year. And like it was easy to get to know people because we were this group, and then we'd like talk to other groups and then like combine, and we'd had like a huge group. So it was a good time. But yeah, in the end of it all, high school is something you should look forward to. Not really dread, except for the getting up in the morning thing. Yeah, that.
Yeah, getting up at 6 a.m. Yeah, they kind of.
Fuck that.
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah, but okay. No, what you do is like your last year, or your second last year, depending on which, get late arrival if you can, because
I got late arrival and early dismissal. Motherfucker. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I had
to take like 3 classes my senior year. I was so done. I was hyped, dude. I loved my senior year because I was just there for easy ass classes and like extra activities afterwards to like hang out with other people. It was so much fun. I loved it.
I wanted to so bad get like early or late arrival really bad, but like I'm sound like a nerd. I wanted to take more classes, and honestly, like
I need
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I need an 8th period next year, honestly, because I want to take a first aid class on top of everything else I'm taking. But I just don't have time. So it's just like I went from having like 2 periods late arrival to like I don't have any time. So I'm just taking 7 classes again. So
yeah.
Why do people do this to themselves?
No, it's because like I need that stuff because like it's like my gaming stuff, like my design.
Oh, okay. All
right. Stuff.
Yeah.
For me, it was like math, English.
No, I'm not taking the extra.
Like, I mean, I could have taken extra classes, like opt into a foreign language. I'm like, who am I gonna be speaking Italian to? Like,
yeah, no. No, I'm taking the stuff that like I want. That's the reason I don't have late arrival anymore. Because like I could graduate, I think right now if I wanted to. The only reason I'm doing it is because of like
my friend was gonna I had 2 friends who graduated.
That's the other thing. Do not graduate early. That's the worst thing you could ever do. My friend is graduating this year. He went to the Marines. He's an idiot. Like Josh, you're dumb. If you ever hear this, you were dumb for going to the Marines a year early. He should do not ever graduate early. You will be miserable afterwards. You will regret it. So do not do that, please.
Yeah.
So don't. Well, a big issue with both college and high school is like don't rush your life, man. Like whatever makes you happy. Like if you want to take less classes and take it easy, do it. If you want to take more, work hard. Nissan. do it. You know, I don't know if it'll make you happier, but
No,
if it's
but
what
it'll
you
be
want to
better.
do,
You want to do.
then
Don't
that's-
Yeah,
live your
just-
life based on other people's opinions, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh
Do
God,
what makes
no.
you happy.
Yeah, don't freak out. Just chill out. Do what you want. Don't listen to others, and you'll be good.
Yeah, that's a good question to wrap up on. This has been an hour and 20 minutes, so I think we're
no.
solid. All right, Nissan, Ellie, thank you guys so much for joining me yet again.
Keep having us.
And this has been episode 62 of the H.A.M Radio Podcast. Once again, thank you to our listeners for sticking with us for this long. We love you very much. And yeah, I guess I'll just wrap it up now. I'll do the outro.
Oh,
Actually, do you guys want to do it? Oh, I heard like a sigh of disappointment because I really
Oh.
didn't know what I was even going to say.
I don't know. Ellie, you seem pretty excited about it.
I mean,
I don't remember.
guess-
I think we Lone did it last time or something.
yeah, like
Like-
Lone, like jumping.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, basically, what we were saying really, really ended well. So do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. Follow your dreams and whatever. And yeah, I guess.
Boo.
Bye. I got to awkwardly reach for the mouse now. I was moving the mouse all over the screen. All right, bye, guys.